What's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name's Dave with everything in between. Today we're going to be unboxing this 80 volt Atlas lawnmower. It is the self-propelled lawnmower. I do got a bad back, and even though my yard is a lot smaller than my previous home, I still need all the help I can get. So if you have trouble pushing lawnmowers, get you a self-propelled. This one right here has been real good to me. It actually still works, and it starts on the first pull. So unless it's been sitting over the seasons and have to refill it, but other than that, it starts on the first pull and is great. The only downside is it's a front wheel drive, and sometimes I need to put a little bit of pressure or a little bit of weight on the back end, on the handles, when my back starts hurting, getting halfway or to the end of cutting the grass, and it kind of pushes the front wheels up a little bit, and it doesn't give you that traction. So the front wheel drive is only good if you're just walking with it and you're going and you have no weight on the back handles other than just holding it and going along with it. The Atlas self-propelled is a rear-wheel drive, so that's great. I've wanted to get back to rear-wheel drive. The last one that I had was a Husqvarna, and I'm not even going to get into that lawnmower. That was a nightmare lawnmower. Glad I got like the 3-year extended warranty, used every year of it, and then just gave it away. We're gonna get into this unboxing. I'm gonna try and get this lawnmower out the way so we can just get to the lawnmower. Oh, before I go, why did I go from gas to electric? Well, the gas prices are just going through the roof. Even though gas prices may come down, but it's just the hassle. The gas, over time, unless you go and get pure gasoline like it used to be before this ethanol crap has been put in it, the ethanol just tears up your lines, your hoses, your gaskets, and stuff like that. So they're not like cars. They're not built for ethanol. For the ones that do take ethanol, these aren't built for that. So I barely fixed this recently because the gasoline ate the hoses up over time, and it's less maintenance with this. Even if this battery lasted like 5 years, I think I got my money's worth in gas. Maybe doing the gas versus the gas mower. So as you can see here, it tells you it's lightweight, which it is a lot lighter than the gas counterpart. Lower vibration, quiet operation. We're going to test that out with the quietness, although I wouldn't doubt that it's not quiet. No refueling costs, which I'm going to love. No fumes. I can run it in the garage. The Atlas, and it's just electric. Those will have exhaust fumes and stuff like that. I'm just saying, if I happen to run it in the garage for whatever reason. No gas and oil mixing, or no having to check the oil and the stuff like that. No engine maintenance. If it breaks down, trying to open it up and fix it, unless you love doing that type of stuff, and there are people who love tinkering around with things like that, but I just do not have the time these days. So and then instant electric start. So we'll test that out and see how instant that start is. Let's go ahead and get this other lawnmower out the way. Before I go any further, I did get the 80 40 volt battery. So this goes in all the other Atlas equipment. But this is the 80 volt, and I just got the regular charger. Yeah, I was gonna get the Rapid because the Rapid was actually on sale for $10 cheaper or $10 off, but I just decided to go with the regular. Just charge it the night before, or even the same day I'm gonna cut the grass. Just get it ready. If I had a huge yard, and I needed to charge, you know, pretty quick, then I would buy a second battery and charge that while I'm using the other one, and you know, vice versa, whatever. But this is just fine for me. Ah. Ooh, got me a nice little box cut. Ooh, got you a nice little box cut right there. It's gonna start bleeding in a second. I should know better, but you know, when you get new toys, you try and hurry, you know. You thought paper cuts hurt, man. Those boxes, they slice you up. You know, what's this for? Just the cover or what? All right, here's the leaf catcher. It's actually see-through. Doesn't look as big as the definitely not as so definitely not as big. The Craftsman is a little bit bigger. The opening and all that is the same pretty much. It's just a little bit longer on the Craftsman. I don't think it's a big deal. That's not necessarily a problem. I hardly use this unless there are times where I can't cut the grass a couple of weekends or something and it gets really tall. And then I'll put it in the bag because I don't want it to build up in the yard and then I run over it and it's just too much and cuts off the engine and stuff like that. So, but other than that, I use the side exit on the lawnmower. It's a nice little design. All right, here's the side. Now, this is a little bit smaller too. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You got your manual, and we'll go over that here in a second. Alright, you're going to take out the knob and the bolt, and you're going to put the handle on the outside over this little nub that's right here. You put it in there like that. Put the bolt through and hold it. Make sure the bolt goes all the way through. Alright, we'll open the next one. Take the bolt out. Alright, let me show this to you. So this has a double thread. There's one on the front and one on the back. And so I guess this first one is to start it. Okay? It's just to start it until it's on there. That way it doesn't pop off. And then you have to get into the second round of threads. And that'll start going all the way. Okay? So like that one, that first one that I did, is just on the first round of threads, just so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna put the second one on, get the first threads, and then on the second threads. All right, we'll push it through. Now it's on the second threads, or second set of threads. Also, why it has those two sets of threads is so when you want to store it, you just unscrew it until those first it comes out, the first set of threads, and then it's just dangling there how you saw earlier, and then you're able to fold this back without having to take the whole thing off like a traditional gas mower. So this knob right here, forward, going in line parallel to the handle, is in the lock position. Go out and you turn it, go out and turn it, and it's in the unlock position. We're now going to set it to where there's three height positions right here. You can put it whichever height that you want, kind of like your steering wheel on your car. So we'll start in the middle. Okay, it's locked in there. And it's locked in there. Okay. Definitely a lot lighter. Definitely a lot lighter than the gas. All right. Next thing you want to do is route this cable through these cable ties or whatever. And so I just move that out the way to open it. Put the cable in there, and then just squeeze to close it. That's all you have to do. Okay, and we'll do the second one for this one. Right here, we'll just move this out the way, open it, put the cable in there, and squeeze it closed. All right, this knob right here is your blade height adjustment. So right now it's on 1, the very lowest. I think it goes to like, I'm not even gonna say a number right now. I think it's 1 3/4. I just said a number. So we're gonna go back and check that. But all right, as far as the height, the blade height, here's your handle right here, and so it goes all the way to 7. So it comes at the 1, which is the very lowest, and I'm doing no effort at all. So you don't think I'm holding it? Here's my other hand, and I'm just going from 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, and then you have 4. All right, that's getting too close to me. So 5, 6. Okay, now this, now 6 and 7 are a little bit harder. I'll probably have to hold it back here and then just go to 7. But it's a lot easier than the traditional gas where you're having to use a little knob on the side of the tire, and as soon as you disengage it, the dang thing wants to fall down to the bottom. So this is a lot easier. It's obviously a lot lighter than the traditional gas, but just want to hold it here. All right, so now it should be easy to go to 5, go to, or 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And let's see what's next. All right, if you do not mulch your grass, do not forget to lift this cover up. And this little round thing is a handle. You just pop out. It does have 2 little, they're not necessarily keys, but they do help it. They grab the back of this part right here so it doesn't slide out. But pop it in. But that's it. That's all you have to do is pop it in. It's in there. The door holds it closed, and you're good to go. So I do not mulch. I've never mulched. So this will find a place somewhere in the garage. But it's there if I ever need it. So the rear bag actually has hooks in here. So when you lift it up, there's 2 metal, where actually there's a big, large rod that goes across. It just hooks onto that rod, and it sits on the very bottom, and that should close. It's brand new, so it's got to work its way in there. Yeah, it's close. It's good. That's it. We're good to go for the rear bag. As for the side discharge piece here, you just lift this up. Again, there's a pin right here that goes all the way across. You have your little notches there, and then just the weight of the flap holds it down. It is a lot shorter than a traditional lawnmower, but I mean, we'll see how that works out. I never store this like this. I just put it here after I'm done mowing the lawn, because I don't want, you know, anything to hit it and it breaks those little teeth or the little tabs. And that's it for that. All right, so here's the battery. You can push the little button. 2 out of 4. Okay. Although they do say charge the battery, so we're going to charge it. But I'm just going to do a quick start with it just to show you how it starts and everything. But you can always push that. So I've seen some people think that if you use both chargers, or that you need both chargers in order for it to run. That's not true. And if you use both chargers, it gives you maximum 80 volt power, which is not true. I don't believe it is. This is an 80 volt lawnmower, so I'm using an 80 volt battery. This can go in a 40 volt as well, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, you don't get more power, you just get extra run time, or longer run time, if you put 2 of these batteries in the lawnmower. So let's put this bad boy in there and see how it starts up. I wish the lid went up a little bit. I wish it like stayed up. I guess the spring is there for protecting the rain so it doesn't stay up. I guess it has to stay down. Alright, so you're going to oh, hold on, let me get you in the view here. Alright, so you're just going to lift it up, and you're going to put it like this so that you can see and push the button and actually see, you know, during your cutting the grass, you can see how much battery life you have left. You can see the metal contacts, and the metal contacts are in the back, so they're going to go to the back. Let me see if I can get you a close-up of how it goes in. Okay, so the battery just doesn't sit in there like this. You push it down, and then the light turns on. You're like, oh, okay, that's how it goes. It's like really loose. Let's see what happens. That's not how it goes. There are little slits on the battery. There's slits in inside the casing. You make sure it goes into those slits, and it's supposed to click. This is a safety plug. If you take it out, you can also take it out there, and that's just so it doesn't start or have it just cuts the electrical to the lawnmower. So another thing I want to mention as far as the battery, if you use 2 batteries, the lawnmower will start on 1 battery. I'm not sure which one it starts with. Maybe the first one that you plug in, and maybe the right, and maybe the left, but it will consume 1 battery first, and then automatically, you don't have to switch, you don't have to move them or whatever. The lawnmower will automatically switch to the second battery when the first one is depleted. So if you have a huge yard, you know, and you need 2 batteries, it just gives you double life. It doesn't give you extra power or anything like that. And I've also seen a couple people thought that it wasn't working because it only used half of one and the other one was still full, thinking that it's supposed to deplete at the same time, and that's just not how it works. Now, if you want to take the time and you look at it and you see that the first one's depleted, and maybe you have to go trim because you only have 2 batteries, you can pull that second one out, or the first one out that's depleted, go charge it, and then you can keep on mowing. And you can charge that one on maybe the rapid charger or something like that, or even just the regular charger, because the batteries are expensive. So you may just have 2, just use them however however efficiently you can use those batteries. So just wanted to note that as far as the batteries and how they deplete. So I think we're done. So let's get out to the back, and if I did miss anything, we'll come back and cover it. Start. That is freaking super quiet. It sounds loud in videos, but man, compared to a gas mower, that thing's gonna be like double the decimals or decibels. So again, hold to start. All right, in order to move, I think this speed bar or whatever it's called in the back, you have to, I mean, look at that. I can't even grab it. It's way too high down there. So I have to use my other hand. I mean, they think I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something with some big old hands. So my other control bar, I can do it with one hand, but this one is kind of way too far down. I'm pretty sure some people are going to cut this off and then bring it closer and weld it together again to make it closer to grab. But yeah, you have to use one hand. And what's also cool about this is that you don't need the lawnmower running like you do on the gas in order to move forward. This lawnmower is off. If I push this handle up, you see that? So it just goes, okay? Here I'm gonna push the speed handle up. Okay, so you don't need the power. That's great if you don't want to use up battery. You know, with the lawnmower on, you can turn it off or let the lawnmower turn off. And then if you need help getting back to the garage or something, you can use this to help you go get back to the garage without having to walk or push the lawnmower. So that's a great feature there. So and I guess it's because there's already power to it. There's a battery in there. All right, so okay, just like the gas lawnmower with the self-propelled, when you're using the self-propelled, you are going to want to let go of that self-propelled probably about 12 inches away from a fence or somewhere that's going to stop the lawnmower, because if you hit something and then you let go of the speed control bar, the one back here, these back wheels, they lock, and they do that so that you don't roll back. Kind of like a safety feature. If you're going up a hill or something and you stop, it keeps that lawnmower in place as best as possible so that it just doesn't roll back. It's kind of like a safety feature. So in order to unlock that, you have to move forward a little bit. I'm trying to say it as easy as possible. So let me show you, since it's easier, because they're cutting the grass and everything's going on out there, so it's kind of loud. So let me show you going against that shop door. Okay, so if I'm mowing the yard and I'm going like this, okay, those wheels now need to move over like a whole rotation, because now it's locked. Well, I just forced it out of its locking position, but whenever you're going to like a fence or something like that, and you're using this, let go and then just push it the rest of the way, because the wheels will lock as soon as it hits something, and then you let this go. When you let this go, it needs to do that rotation in order to unlock. You'll know whenever you get to using this and you run into like a fence or whatever, and you still have the speed control bar pushed and something stops you. Whenever you let that go and it locks on you, that's the whole thing. Just turn it around. Just don't force it out of its position. I mean, I guess you can if it lets you. This one did it kind of easy. It let me go out of that lock position, but like the gas lawnmower, I mean, it locks. That thing locks. And so you actually have to scoot it back and those wheels will stay locked. And then you have to move it forward and then the wheels will unlock. So that's just a feature of the self-propelled. So you know, it doesn't roll back on you for any reason. All right, so I think I have a just a free decimal. Yeah, I have one. Test, 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 test. Okay. So just silent. In the noise here is about 45 decibels, and I'll try and show. I don't know how I can show you. Let's just see how loud it gets. '84 to '86 it bounces from 45, 46. So about, what did I say, 84, 86? So let's start the gas and see how loud that is. Okay, here we go. We're gonna turn the meter on, and staying on about 45, 46 still. Just no sound in the garage. That app is BS because it said the same amount of decibels, and that is not. Maybe the tone is the same, maybe, but maybe one's more muffled and one's louder. But it said it was running at the same amount of decibels by 86. Man, get my Atlas all dirty, why don't you? You tell me the difference. That's pretty loud. So, yeah, I mean, all these decimal things, unless you got a real decimal reader, I wouldn't trust these. I've seen people online using these, and it's like, nah, this is broken. That's definitely not the same tone, same sound difference. It's just, it's not. So, okay, so in order to fold this up so that we can store this, we're going to undo this here. Remember, it has two sections of threads, so that way they don't fall on the floor, and then that'll go down, and then you turn or pull out and turn sideways to unlock it. Oh, I know I was making that beeping noise. It was making that beeping noise, I believe, because when I put this down, I don't know. I know this is the speed bar. This is the speed controller bar. So if I wanted to leave this in here, maybe I can just do the safety plug like that. as you can see, it's rolling. When I go down, let's see if it still rolls. Okay, so as this goes down and I push in the bar to move, it just has a click. And I guess that's a safety feature as well. So that whenever you put this down like this, it's letting you know that the battery's in there to remove the battery. There's got to be some kind of trigger that does not allow it to move. See, it doesn't move. But when I pick it up a little bit, it goes. Okay? So, just so you know, when you fold it, that this bar here is going to be, because no matter if it's like this, you see, it's this bar, the long bar, when it goes down, that it makes the battery beep. Okay? So we'll take the battery out. And then you can grab the front. And the front has, or the back, has these two pads down here. There's like rubber pads, or at least on this side there is, so that you can store it like this. So now we've stored it upright. We can put it in our shed, which is what I'm going to do when I get my shed put out. And I'll try and do a video on that, putting that together. But yeah, I don't know if that rubber thing has anything to do with storing it. Maybe to keep it from tipping over or something. So now I can store that right next to baby. Something you can do with a gas mower. So I'm going to take it outside real quick, just do a couple of like little laps. I am going to hit the fence while in the motion, and we'll see, take an eye, or keep an eye on the back wheels and see if they actually unlock for me, or if they lock or whatever. And since I just cut this grass, I'm going to put this up to 3. Let's get outside. Now the wheels were locked, so let's get the gas and show you how those wheels lock. Alright, so we're going to go in turtle mode, like in the middle, and then fast. See how fast it is. That is super slow. I don't think I'll ever be using that unless I'm 80 or something like that. Let's go middle. Alright, so let's go wrap it. Alright, that's pretty fast. That's how I like it. That's good. Keep your eyes way over there. I'm gonna go from turtle to fast. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that in there. This has never happened to me on the gas lawnmower, and I think it's because that speed control bar is way too big. It got in my way while I was turning, and it popped out of the socket. So I'm actually gonna see if the Craftsman lawnmower, the gas lawnmower, actually pops out this little speed control. Because this bar hit me and it just went like that. It popped out and it did that on me. So the gas speed control bar, it does come out, but it has it's sturdier. It actually goes into the bar or the handle a lot more than the battery powered one. But it's actually a stiffer, it's harder to squeeze, plus it's way down here and I can just use my hand. You see how I can use my hand to pull? This is the speed. And this one over here is nowhere near my hand. I don't know how good you can see that, but this needs to be redesigned. Because as you saw out there, it hit my side and it just popped out. And that can bust the cable right here over time, doing that over and over. So Harbor Freight, Atlas, whoever's manufacturing this, kind of make this speed bar a little bit closer to the handle because it's way too far out. I should be able to grab it with my fingers, my hand, and not have to use two hands. I mean, that's at least a whole inch away, and I'm trying to grab for it. Here, I'm not even grabbing for it. It's right here. Right there. So that's something you gotta watch out for when you're mowing your lawn. All right, so I wanted to just cut in real quick and talk about a feature that I forgot to talk about on the mower. It does have a load sensing technology that if your grass is tall and it needs more power for the blades, it will use max power. If there's less grass to cut, it will use less power. So it's basically a load sensing technology that will help save battery life, depending if you have tall or medium or short grass. Kind of like the new washers, these modern washers. We have a Whirlpool that that you put your clothes in, and it spins one way, and then it spins the other way, and it fills the weight of the clothes that you have in there to determine how much motor it needs to be used to agitate the clothes. So that's kind of like a load sensing technology. The same thing with the mower. So I just wanted to put that in there. So that's a feature that I didn't get left out. So I think that's an important feature. It's pretty cool. It's not something you feel. It's not something I felt, because I cut grass that was short, and then I went into some long grass. So I really didn't feel it or hear it get louder. It just does it on its own and just gives it a little bit more. That way it doesn't cut off on you, you know, if you get into deep grass. I mean, I'm sure you can only go so much or so high in grass that'll cut off. I mean, I think that's any lawnmower, unless it's a riding lawnmower or something. So yeah, so just wanted to come in and let you know about that feature. Other than that, I'm converting. I'm going from gas to electric. I'm going to deal with it, and I'm going to see how long this lasts. Again, even if the batteries last hopefully 5 years, 5 seasons, I think even it lasted 4 years, I think the convenience of not having to go get gas. There have been a lot of times where I thought I had gas or I didn't have enough, and getting an electric, a battery powered trimmer as well. You don't have to have 2 cans, one for regular gas and the other one with gas mixed with oil. You don't have to keep those in your garage or shop anymore. So, you know, there's pros and cons to these lawnmowers, and you just have to decide which cons you want and what or what pros you want and what cons you want to deal with either of these. I have always been a gas. I always thought gas was just more power, and you know, it was just the way to go. But you know, as I get older and the honey-do list gets longer and longer, and just things around the house and around the shop, and the printing and stuff like that, and you know, just everyday life things, just the maintenance, not having to worry about maintenance. This thing here, the blower, they actually have in the Atlas line a battery powered, and I think I'm going to get that as well. So just get rid of all the gas lawn equipment and just go. If it's something, I don't like taking those type of risks. So it could, because when I do take those type of risks, a lot of times it backfires on me. So I have trouble taking risks with a lot of things. So hopefully this is a very good risk, and hopefully it works out, and we'll see how long they last. So I've had lawnmowers like the Husqvarna. I didn't want to talk about it. That thing, after the first season, it didn't want to start up on the second season, and I emptied the gas and I cleaned it and I maintained it. Actually had the port on there, which some people say is useless for the to spray it to clean the under the blade and all that, the deck, under the deck. I know this will have its own set of problems with maybe cutting off, or battery not lasting long, or so we'll have to get into that realm, that world of the battery powered lawn equipment, and we'll just have to see if the pros weigh out the cons. So that is the unboxing, that is the showing you how to put it all together, and that is taking it out into the yard. I'm going to leave that blooper in there with the front wheel drive. Duh, I thought about it while I was doing it. I was trying to show you how the rear wheel locks, but it's not a rear wheel drive, it's a front wheel drive. I'm thinking about my Husqvarna lawnmower that I had, and it was rear wheel drive. I love that I can put the weight on the handles and the wheels. I'm putting weight on the back wheels if my back starts hurting. I did that while I was out there, and it actually was pushing me along. Unlike the front wheel drive lawnmower, the more weight I put on the back, it lifts the front wheels up just a little bit, and it's front wheel drive, so that doesn't help me much. So I have to just barely put a little bit of pressure when my back starts hurting, cutting the grass with that one. So the rear wheel drive, I did feel it was more to the ground when I was trying to put just a little bit more pressure on the back, and I love that. I love that about the rear wheel drive. So again, I know I keep reiterating things. If you have a bad back, get you a self-propelled lawnmower. Do it. It will save your life. I mean, I regret going from a rear wheel drive to a front wheel drive, but they're just more expensive. They were just too much more expensive. I had already spent a lot of money on the Husqvarna that was crap, that I just gave away at the end of the day, and I bought a front wheel drive, and I've been dealing with it because of the fact that I lean on it when my back starts hurting. And it's not all the time. It's just, my back doesn't hurt all the time, but when it does, front wheel drive is not for you if your back starts hurting while you're cutting your lawn. Get a rear wheel drive. You'll fall in love with it, and it will do you wonders. Believe me. Well, disclaimers, it helps me. I'm not guaranteeing it'll help you. It should, but it helps me. So yeah, that is it. I know it's going to be a long video. I want all my videos to be 10 minutes long, and that's it. But every time I see those type of videos, they miss information. Even though I may miss information here, if I do, leave a comment down below. And at the same time, while you're there, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ding that little bell. I'm going to try and keep this channel alive just by, doing videos like this, buying new equipment, doing DIYs, fixing things. I do have another one coming out that's going to be for the trimmer that I have. It's an Atlas trimmer, battery powered, but that'll be during the week, and I'll probably do that this weekend. I'm going to get the charger out that I haven't opened yet and charge the battery that's in this mower to full capacity, and that's it. So do everything, like, subscribe, share, please, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hope you're having a good day, doing whatever it is you do, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.